Nothing captures the essence of automotive excellence quite like the astonishing statistic that roughly 75% of all Rolls-Royce vehicles ever manufactured since 1904 are still operational today. In a world where planned obsolescence has become the norm, and where most vehicles are destined for the scrapyard within a couple of decades, Rolls-Royce stands as a magnificent anomaly. This isn't just a testament to engineering. It's a fascinating story about human craftsmanship, historical preservation, and the curious economics of ultra-luxury. The journey of Rolls-Royce begins with an unlikely partnership between Charles Rolls and Henry Royce. Rolls was an aristocrat and one of Britain's first aviation pioneers, while Royce was a meticulous engineer from humble beginnings who had started his career as a railway apprentice at age 14. Their fateful meeting at the Midland Hotel in Manchester in 1904 marked the beginning of automotive history's most enduring legacy. Royce, frustrated with the unreliability of his French-built Decovy, had built his own improved version. When Rolls drove it, he immediately recognized its superior quality and made a now-famous prediction: "I think that we are going to make a good team." That prediction proved prophetic. Within a few years, they created the Silver Ghost, a car so quiet that the company advertised it could balance a penny on the running engine. In 1907, the Silver Ghost completed a 14,371-mile trial, breaking the world record for a non-stop motor run while showcasing unprecedented reliability. This legendary performance earned it the title Best Car in the World, a distinction that wasn't marketing hyperbole, but a genuine reflection of its capabilities in an era when most automobiles were unreliable contraptions. From the beginning, Rolls-Royce established principles that would ensure remarkable longevity. Henry Royce's famous dictum, "Take the best that exists and make it better," wasn't just a catchy slogan. It was a philosophy that permeated every aspect of production. This approach meant selecting materials not for their cost-effectiveness, but for their durability and performance. Early Rolls-Royce engines featured cylinder blocks cast from high-quality alloys when other manufacturers were using cheaper alternatives. Crankshafts were precision machined from solid steel forgings rather than assembled from separate pieces, significantly reducing potential failure points. But engineering excellence is only part of the story. The culture of ownership surrounding these vehicles has played an equally important role in their survival. From day one, Rolls-Royce cultivated relationships with clients that extended far beyond the initial sale. The company kept meticulous records of every car produced, including detailed service histories and modification notes. This documentation, which continues today, provides subsequent owners with invaluable information for maintenance and restoration. The typical Rolls-Royce owner doesn't view their vehicle as transportation, but as an heirloom. Many Rolls-Royces have remained within families for generations, lovingly maintained and preserved. The cars often achieve a status comparable to fine art or antique furniture, possessions meant to appreciate rather than depreciate. For the wealthy families who traditionally purchased these automobiles, there was seldom a reason to dispose of them. Unlike middle-class car owners who might trade in vehicles for newer models due to reliability concerns or status seeking, Rolls-Royce owners could easily afford to keep their older models while adding new ones to their collections. This brings us to another crucial factor: the economics of ultra-luxury vehicles. The initial cost of a Rolls-Royce has always been extraordinary. In the 1920s, a new Phantom could cost as much as a substantial country estate. Today, prices start around $300,000 and quickly escalate into the millions for bespoke commissions. This extreme initial investment creates a powerful incentive for preservation. Unlike mass-market vehicles that rapidly depreciate to the point where major repairs become economically irrational, a Rolls-Royce retains enough value to justify almost any restoration effort. The manufacturing process itself contributes significantly to this longevity. While most modern vehicles are assembled primarily by robots working at high speeds, Rolls-Royce has maintained an unusually high degree of human craftsmanship. Even today, in their state-of-the-art facility in Goodwood, England, the company relies heavily on skilled artisans. The iconic Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament is still created using the lost wax casting method, a process dating back thousands of years. The wood veneers in the interior are matched from single trees to ensure consistent grain patterns. The leather comes from bulls raised at high altitudes in Europe, where there are fewer insects to blemish the hides. This painstaking attention to detail extends to every component. Consider the paint. Modern Rolls-Royce vehicles receive up to 7 layers of paint, each hand-sanded between applications, resulting in a finish so deep and lustrous that it can last decades with proper care. The process takes weeks rather than the hours typical in mass production. This methodical approach means that each vehicle leaving the factory represents the pinnacle of what's possible in automotive construction at that time. The company's emphasis on longevity isn't accidental. It's deliberately engineered into their products. Rolls-Royce engines, for instance, are designed to operate at only a fraction of their maximum capability during normal driving conditions. This conservative engineering means that components experience less stress and wear than those in conventional vehicles pushed closer to their performance limits. The V12 engines in modern Rolls-Royces typically operate at just 1,500 RPM during highway cruising, barely above idle, while delivering more than enough power for effortless progress. Historically, Rolls-Royce has also been remarkably conservative about adopting new, unproven technologies. While other luxury manufacturers rush to implement the latest electronic innovations, Rolls-Royce typically waits until these systems have demonstrated their reliability. This cautious approach means that their vehicles tend to avoid the premature obsolescence that affects cars loaded with cutting-edge but potentially problematic features. The service infrastructure supporting these vehicles has also been exceptional. From its early days, Rolls-Royce maintained a global network of factory-trained technicians and a commitment to parts availability that was unprecedented in the automotive world. The company famously claimed it could supply parts for any model it had ever built, a promise it has largely kept through dedicated heritage operations. This support system means that even century-old Rolls-Royces can be maintained in running condition, unlike most contemporary vehicles from other manufacturers that become effectively unrepairable once parts production ceases. There's a fascinating historical context to this longevity as well. During both World Wars, Rolls-Royce diverted much of its engineering expertise to aircraft engine production, most notably the Merlin engine that powered the Spitfire and the P-51 Mustang. This aeronautical experience fed back into their automotive division, bringing aircraft-level reliability standards and material science innovations to their cars. The company's military and aviation work instilled a culture where failure was not an option, a mindset that permeated their civilian products as well. The sheer build quality of Rolls-Royce vehicles sometimes manifests in surprising ways. During the Second World War, many owners had their Silver Ghosts and Phantoms requisitioned for military service. These luxury limousines, designed for gentle cruising along English country lanes, found themselves negotiating rubble-strewn streets and serving as impromptu ambulances or staff cars. Yet many survived this harsh treatment and returned to civilian life afterward, demonstrating a robustness that belied their elegant appearance. Beyond the engineering and manufacturing aspects, there's a cultural phenomenon at work. A Rolls-Royce becomes more than a vehicle. It transforms into a historical artifact worthy of preservation. Owners form emotional attachments to these cars that transcend ordinary automotive enthusiasm. This sentiment is reflected in the global network of Rolls-Royce owners' clubs, each dedicated to preserving these machines for future generations. Their members often spend enormous sums restoring vehicles not for financial return, but out of a sense of historical stewardship. The collectible status of Rolls-Royce automobiles has also ensured their survival. Even models once considered less desirable have found their audience in the collector market. The Silver Shadow, produced from 1965 to 1980, was made in relatively large numbers by Rolls-Royce standards, more than 30,000 units, and was initially considered somewhat common. Today, however, well-preserved examples command impressive prices, with the result that cars once at risk of neglect are now carefully maintained. This preservation culture stands in stark contrast to the disposable attitude that characterizes much of our modern consumer society. While the average modern vehicle might have a lifespan of 10 to 15 years before economic factors make replacement more sensible than repair, Rolls-Royce creates products intended to last indefinitely. This approach represents a different economic model, one focused on enduring value rather than planned replacement cycles. When BMW acquired the Rolls-Royce brand in 1998, there were concerns that this tradition of excellence might be diluted. However, the German company recognized that the extraordinary longevity